Hello friends, and welcome to day 2 of Prenatal 100 days of prenatal yoga, following me and anyone else who wants to join me on 100 days of yoga around about the second or third trimester. You can do these workouts at any time, but they are geared toward the growing belly, the changing body, and I hope you enjoy. Today was one of those days that I was like rock and rolling, and then all of a sudden I was like, I need a nap. I took like a 45-minute nap and I feel better. But you just have those moments, especially as you're growing a human. And so we're going to try to do like a more energizing flow today, something with a little bit more standing to kind of get that energy up when we're feeling kind of sluggish. So we're going to start at the top of our mat, finding ourselves in our mountain pose. Just arriving in the space, give your eyes open or closed, whichever you prefer. Letting those shoulders relax. Grounding those toes, heels. Just arriving at center. Big inhale. Exhale. Again. Preparing for movement, we're going to raise those hands up high to the sky. Reach those fingertips toward the ceiling. Really lengthening out like you're going to grow 1 inch taller. Dropping that right hand to your side, leaning over slightly toward the right. Again, your range of motion, whatever feels comfortable for you and your body today. Swaying all the way over in our swaying palm. Dropping that left hand down, raising that right hand up. Again to the right. And then the left. Back to center, both hands up toward the sky. Let's goal post those arms, open that chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then rounding that back, bring those palms together. Opening it up. And then rounding palms together. Coming back to our mountain, let's do some shoulder rolls to the front and back. And then opposite direction. And pausing our movement back in our mountain. Today we're going to do some of our standing flows. So we're going to start with our right foot forward, our left foot back in our warrior sequence. Again, you got to adjust your yoga clothes, me too. Lots of movement, lots of shifting. So front foot forward, back foot perpendicular, your hips are toward the side of your mat. Your arms are going to extend. In that warrior two, first we're just going to find our stance, our grounding, and then we're going to flow through. So slightly down, moving up. Again, your range of motion, not pushing it. It's easy to overextend. We just want to move. Flowing through, up and down. Pausing in that warrior two, extended. Straightening that front leg and then hinging toward your triangle. Again, pre-pregnancy, you might be able to touch your hand to the floor. That's great. We want it to be what feels good right now, not what you once could have done. So rotate that top arm through. Pausing that triangle. Hinging back up, we're going to go into a reverse warrior. So top hand, bend slightly back, feet are in that warrior stance. We're going to move into our humble warrior. So your hands are going to come behind you. Your chest is going to come down toward your knee. Again, adjusting for belly. Just humbling yourself toward the mat. You can leave those hands resting on your back, or you can extend them higher, whatever feels comfortable for you today. We're going to windmill those hands back up into our warrior two. We're going to do it again. So up and down, warrior two, flowing through. Pausing in that warrior two, shifting into our triangle, rotating that top arm. Pausing in triangle, shifting back to our reverse warrior. Hand comes behind, humble warrior. Windmill those arms up one more time, warrior two, up and down. Then we're going to move on to our left leg leaping. Don't forget to breathe. Take a break if you need. Pausing in that warrior two. Shifting into triangle. Again, you could also use a block right here if you'd like to have one here at the bottom. Rotating that top arm. Pausing in triangle. Reverse warrior. Hand comes behind, chest comes toward the ground, humble warrior. If you need to use your hand here for some support, totally okay, whatever feels good. Windmilling that hand back up to our warrior two. We're going to step to the front of our mat. Shake out our mountain. We're going to do a little balance. Then we'll move on to the other side. So grounding in our mountain. Again, your balance might be off slightly in pregnancy, so if you need to hang on to a chair, a dresser, a wall, feel free. Grounding in our mountain, big breaths in. We're going to shift our weight to our right foot, using our left as either a kickstand, or you can raise it up to your, raise it up to your calf or your thigh, whichever is appropriate for you. Or again, just leave that toe right on the ground. We're going to move into our tree pose, raising those branches, finding a focal point. This can be very challenging with a belly and a baby. Bring those hands to heart, and then release. Shake out your mountain. Moving to the other side, finding stability in your mountain. Leaning that weight toward the left, again using that right foot as a kickstand, or if available, onto your shin or thigh, and raising those branches to your tree. Hand comes to heart, and release. So now with that left foot forward, we're going to move into the same flow sequence. Left foot is forward, right foot is perpendicular. Arms are long and strong into our warrior two. First, just feel it, feel the pose. Find your center of gravity. Then we're going to flow through. So down and up. Breathing, pausing in that warrior two, extending that front leg, hinging into your triangle. Skin might be different on each side. Feel free to use a block at the bottom, but don't overextend. Rotate that top arm for some added movement. Pausing in that triangle. Hinging back to reverse warrior. Hand can come behind your back or down that back leg. Left arm comes up and over. Bring both hands around the back, pivoting. Bring that chest down toward your knee. Again, adjusting if you need, using your right arm as a kickstand. Extending those arms up if you wish into our humble warrior. Windmilling those hands back up to warrior two. Finding your feet. Adjusting if needed. We're going to flow through. Up and down. Pausing in our warrior two. Straightening that front leg, hinging into your triangle. Rotating that top arm. Pausing that triangle. And reverse warrior. Hand comes behind, humbling those shoulders down toward your mat. Windmilling those arms back up, warrior two last time on this side, up and down. Pausing in that warrior two. Straightening that front leg and hinging toward your triangle. Rotating that top arm. Pausing in your triangle. Moving into reverse warrior. Don't forget to breathe. Hand comes behind, humbling those shoulders toward your mat. Windmilling those arms back up to warrior two and stepping forward to the front of our mat. Great job. We're gonna do a little mat work, then a little relaxation before we finish up for today. So inhaling those arms up, forward fold. Again, you might have to adjust those feet, leaving some room for the baby. You let those arms hang. Bending at the knees to bring those hands down to the mat. Into our table. So hands are directly under shoulders, knees are under hips, dropping that belly down to the earth. And our cat-cow stretches. And rounding it up. Drop it down. And up. Back to that neutral table. Today we're going to take that right leg, extending it back, pushing it on your mat, and then pushing it toward the back of the room. So see how this is normal, neutral, and then we're going to push to the back to to lengthen the back of that right leg. And then release. Switching legs, taking that left foot, toe to your mat, and then pushing back. Releasing. Bringing both those knees bent again. Toes can touch. We're going to have those knees go wide to child's pose. Let that belly sink to the mat. Give yourself some room if you need a block under your forehead. Finding your child's pose. Raising that body back up. We're going to lengthen. Bring those hips up to the sky slightly. Taking that right hand, extending it to the sky, and then weaving it through to bring our cheek to the mat. Again, those hips are probably higher. It's like that melting heart. We're threading that needle. Again, adjust to what feels comfortable for you. Raising that right hand back up to the sky, and then bringing it back to the mat. Left hand comes up, threading it under the right, bringing that left cheek to the mat, letting that heart melt down. Bring the left hand back up, and then back to neutral. And swing around, so we are seated. Again, this is going to be what's comfortable for you. Some people are going to be able to sit crisscross. Some you might want to have your legs open a bit or sitting on a block. We're not going to be here very long before we move into relaxation. We're just going to do a few shoulder openers, arm extensions. So let's just start by dropping our chin to our chest. And raising it up to the sky. Back to neutral. Looking over that left shoulder. And then right. Taking those fingertips and raising them up to the sky. Big inhale. Cactus those arms down. Open up. Feeling gratitude for this time today. And bring those hands to heart. Big inhale. Exhale. We're going to move into our relaxation pose. So if you're in your first trimester, you want to lay on your back, totally fine. Second or third, you want to hop on your side, pick side. Use a block under your head or between your knees, pillow if you need. We're going to be here for about 60 seconds before we wrap up our practice today. Finding time to just be still, grateful for our time, for our bodies, and for our growing babies. Bring life back to your body. In your own time, finding yourself back up in a seated and comfortable position. Bring those hands right back to heart. Big inhale and exhale. Thanks so much for sharing this practice with me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Hopefully see you tomorrow. Namaste.